Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to go over another diet that I've tried, the high fiber diet. Um, so this diet was created and really popularized by Will Bulsiewicz. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his name, but I'm probably butchering it. So anyway, he popularized it in his book Fiber Fueled. And the book really breaks down why prebiotic and postbiotic fiber are especially important, right? So postbiotic fiber is the kind of fiber that you think about, when you typically hear fiber, right? It's like, psyllium husk and other bulk forming fibers, like insoluble fibers, which means that your body doesn't digest them at all. And so that means it just like bulks up the stool and helps move it out, right? So it's like what old people take to, stay regular. But prebiotic fiber, which the majority of this book focuses on, is fiber that is digested and fermented in the colon, and it produces three chemicals called acetate, butyrate, propionate. Probably other chemicals as well, but these are the three that he focuses on in the book. And those chemicals are responsible for feeding, like colonocytes in the gut, which are like the human cells that line the gut, or at least the colon, as well as, regulating colonies of good bacteria, helping them fight against colonies of bad bacteria, so maintaining that balance. And also helping balance the immune system. So there's a lot of really good benefits to fiber. And Will, as he has a background in medical research, in addition to being an MD, ties in a lot of underlooked, overlooked, just not commonly known or thought about science in relation to fiber and how fiber is very effective in treating GI disease, in treating, stuff like IBS, IBD, and other GI issues. So that was what the majority of the book is about. The latter half or so of the book is the diet plan, right? So it's broken down into, a couple weeks. And during each week, you get a couple of recipes that, actually, I think it's more like 20 recipes. You get like 20 recipes a week for foods that contain fiber. And really, his goal and like one of the maxims that he states is you want to try getting as many different fruits and vegetables on your plate as you can, right? As many different colors, as many different fruits and vegetables, because each of those has different amounts of fiber. All fruits and vegetables are going to have some type of fiber, cooked and uncooked. And they all have other different phytonutrients, right? I mean, they have macronutrients as well. They have, calories, but then they also have, vitamins and minerals that we typically think of, and then plenty of phytonutrients, which are not really classified as vitamins and minerals, but are nonetheless incredibly important and help bolster your health, right? So, getting as many fruits and vegetables on your plate as possible is really the goal of that diet. And so it, ties in really well to a lot of other diets that we've talked about, on this channel and we'll continue to talk about. And being as he is, I believe he's a gastroenterologist, in addition to medical researcher, a lot of this is focused on his clinical experience in treating a lot of his patients with gut issues with this kind of high fiber diet, because as I said, the high fiber diet helps regulate your gut. It helps feed the healthy stuff in your gut and starve out the bad stuff in your gut. So overall, your gut just gets healthier and healthier over time. And so that's really good. So, I read the book and then I was excited after reading all of the potential benefits. And then as usual with any kind of diet book that I read, I jumped into the diet immediately. And it went pretty well, right? There's a lot of tasty foods that they have, just straight out of the book. I really enjoyed a lot of the recipes, especially a lot of the chia-based sweets. I don't know, I really like chia and like the little like gelatinous seeds, right? Because it's like a food and also an experience, right? Because like good to play with the seeds and like pop them in your mouth and stuff. And it's like almost like gum, right? It's just something for your mouth to do while you're, writing or making, videos or doing something else, right? So it's just kind of fun sometimes. So I really like, chia-based stuff, and there's a lot of different chia-based recipes in the book. And so the diet was going great. I had, I felt good. I was mentally clear. And everything was going well until, I started waking up a little bit earlier and earlier each morning, probably like 15 or 20 minutes earlier every single day, which after a couple of weeks added up. And, I would normally wake up at like 5 or 6 prior to that. And then I started waking up at 4 and then 3 and then 2. And then I was finally waking up at 1 in the morning, and I started, really getting that, exhaustion and insomnia and everything. And like I was falling asleep just fine, but it was like something was happening that just woke me up. And so eventually I saw my naturopath, and we discussed it for a bit, what could be causing this. And really what we think is causing it is 2 things, right? So all of this fiber helps produce serotonin in the gut. And I also live in a very, very sunny place, and your body produces serotonin in response to sunlight hitting these specialized cells in the back of your eye. So I'm producing a lot of serotonin there, and then fiber in the gut produces serotonin. And so excessive amounts of serotonin can absolutely lead to, insomnia and other sleep issues. And so I think that's one of the mechanisms that was really affecting me. Perhaps if you live in an environment that's not as sunny, I'm in San Diego, right? So it's super sunny here. So if you live in a more northern latitude, this probably won't be as much of an issue. And then the other part is that all of this fiber, I have a history of Crohn's disease, celiac disease, and all of this stuff, right? And so there's still some scar tissue and some granulomas and stuff in my gut. It's kind of like a remnant of that disease. And so we kind of think that the fiber was stimulating and irritating some of that tissue, right? So, scar tissue doesn't quite react to stimuli the same way as, the regular gut tissue would. So everything was getting irritated, and that was causing like the warm gut feelings that I was getting, and potentially some of the insomnia as well. So, eventually I had to cut back on the amount of fiber that I was ingesting. I think I was up to like 150 grams of fiber a day, which is quite a bit, right? And so I cut it back down to like the 40 or 50 range, still, way more fiber than people get on average, plenty of fruits and vegetables, but it was much better tolerated by my gut. I was able to sleep through the whole night again, getting a full 8 hours, and just felt, much, much better. And so I get a lot of the benefit of the fiber, high fiber diet, while still being able to sleep and getting all the benefits of sleep, which are arguably more important. So it was a pretty good experience. Overall, I would recommend the diet to pretty much anyone. If you have, the concerns that I did, right? So if you're in either a, near the equator, right, like San Diego or any of the, equatorial regions of the world, you get a lot of sunshine. Be careful of the amount of serotonin you're producing. So you might need to cut back a little bit to not produce as much serotonin, or maybe you need to wear like, amber tinted glasses to reduce the amount of blue light reaching your eye and therefore producing as much serotonin. So there's a couple ways you can combat it from that angle. And then the other is if you have a history of IBD, despite, Will, the author, writing this in part for people with gut and digestive disease, be careful, right? Like a lot of fiber can still irritate IBS, IBD, other digestive disease. Be careful with it. There's some, Q&A type stuff in the book and, on various sites about that kind of concern. But yeah, be willing to adjust and modulate the diet according to what your body needs. Really, the success of any diet is really how you and your body adjust to it and really integrate it into the lifestyle that you want to have. So yeah, the diet is not, sacrosanct, it's not set in stone. It is the best ideas from a guy based on current science. And, he has a lot of great ideas, but it doesn't mean that they're all infallible, right? So be willing to adjust it to what your body needs and seems to need, listen to your body, adjust accordingly, and you'll have a good experience. So all that being said, I think that's it for today. I did include some links to, the book and then an additional diet book and stuff in the description. So you can check that out. Yeah, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Otherwise, thanks for watching and I'll catch you in the next video.